Alright guys, my house is messy, my mics are charging, so please forgive the one, poor quality audio, and two, the mess that you're gonna see around me. But I really wanted to make this video showing you the different things I do around my house, my Airbnb, my house for the moment, to make it more homey, and something that I recommend you could probably do too. And none of this stuff is expensive, but it makes a huge difference. Extension cords. This is one of the ones that I bought recently. I love them because they have the USB ports. It has 3 plugs. Okay, so for sure, like my computer plug goes in, and then I just have like batteries and stuff. But I think it's all the batteries. So like obviously I travel with the camera, I have like a couple of other things, which I'll do another video about, just showing you all the equipment that I travel with. But yeah, anyways, I like to have the extension cord that I travel with. It just makes it easy for me to set up my workstation. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about command hooks and command strips. They make such a difference in your place, and I'm going to show you just a couple of different ways that we use them. First of all, this is all put together on here with command strips. A lot of times when you're living in Airbnbs, they are mostly focused on renting it. And it's hard for them to think about the little things they need to do to make it livable. But we are like living here, you know? So we need to have these little things that make our day-to-day easier. So we use the toasters a lot. We use this little thing to heat up water. And sometimes there's not enough outlets. There's not extension cords. There's all these things that you have in your house when you live in a house that you don't think to put inside of their rentals, because most people are just renting for like a week. They're not gonna make toast and cook hot meals, you know? But for us, it's really important. So extension cords, for sure, I would put that on the list, along with those command strips. Okay, here's another thing that I recommend with command hooks. You'll see behind me here, I like to have like things at the front door. This is what you would do normally at your own house, right? You wanna have something where you can like hang up your keys. Now we, hang up our masks, especially here in Peru, they're really strict about it. But we put all of this up with command hooks, and they're really easy to put up. Stick them all in a row, and then we can hang everything on the door here. Especially around your workspace, you can hang your headphones on them, all the extra cords and hooks that you have. Okay, the next thing, and I talked about this briefly in my tour video. If you haven't seen that, follow this link above. Another thing is I travel with a blanket. I started actually doing this because it was really cold in the airplane. A lot of airlines will charge you for blankets. Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but they have blankets on the airplanes, but they don't just give them out. You have to like pay for them. And also, I don't know, it was kind of weird to like, did somebody else use this blanket? Is it clean? And I have found that it's really good to have them, especially when you're living in your Airbnb. The hosts usually don't leave you stuff like that. And it's nice to have a blanket on the couch, just a little couch blanket, you know? It makes it feel a little bit cozy while you're like watching TV or just maybe working from the couch, cuddling with your dog. Couch blankets, I love them, I recommend them. I roll it up like a burrito, and I hook it to the top of my backpack. So super convenient. Okay, this is another thing that I did mention briefly in, I think it was my tour video. Things that I buy just to make it homey, little candles. It's always nice. I like to put little candles, and it's not expensive to buy. You know, it's like $5, but just having little candles in the house just makes it really homey, and you can have your own like scent. And then I don't travel with picture frames, but I like to buy them when I get to a place. It's not very expensive. And a lot of people are like, why would you, spend money like that? You're gonna leave in a month and, you wasted it. But I don't see it like that. I see it like, look, sometimes I spend $30 at dinner. That doesn't last me the next day. Like, I'm literally just eating dinner. I just think about it a lot differently. It's a price that I pay to make my environment feel homey, and it just makes a huge difference. I like comfortable environments. It really affects my energy and the way that I work and the way that I communicate, it affects everything in my life. So I do have like a little errand day where I go and like just get things all squared away. It's important to do it week 1 because then if you get into week 2, you start to kind of like, I'm only here for a couple more weeks probably. So the longer you wait, the less likely you're gonna do it. So I would recommend your first week that you do it, when you go get like your groceries, you find out where your local parks are, where your coffee shop is, where your grocery store is. That's when I would go and just kind of spruce it up a bit. Okay, one other thing that I travel with, I don't know if it's as useful as I believe it to be, but I travel with scissors and tape. The scissors for sure, super useful. I use them in the kitchen, I use them to like trim my hair, I use them to cut little tags. You just always kind of need a pair of scissors. Think about it, like you actually, it's really convenient, just trust me. But anyways, I travel with a pair of scissors and then tape. This is just like on my drives, because I have so many, because I have an agency and I use like video a lot. I put little tape on my drives, label them what they are, and you can just buy these when you get to the spot that you're at. That's also an option. I just travel with them because I have the space in my luggage. Maybe add it to your list, it might come in handy. Okay, the other thing that I do, this is just like recent that I started traveling with, is slippers, house slippers. David got them for me while we were in Canada, and I didn't used to do this when I was younger, like growing up, like taking your shoes off inside the house. But after living in Asia, I lived in Asia for 4 months in 2019. I've turned Asian, y'all. I'm like trying to make it a thing now where I take my shoes off before I get in the house. So you walk in, they left me a little note to take off my shoes. So I've just been like leaving my shoes at the front. Like, I finally get it. It just makes so much sense. Like, you don't want to track all the junk you step on outside into your house. After that, I'm like grossed out to have shoes around in the house now, because it's so true. Like, your bottom of your shoe is like walking around on like filth outside, and then you bring it inside. I don't know, it's just like, so now I really like that either I walk around in socks inside or my house shoes. Yeah, house shoes, add that to your list. Okay, the last little homey thing, it's not a fun thing to have, but you need it, and it's like a spray bottle. And I don't travel with this, I buy these once I get to a place, and I fill them usually with water and a little bit of Clorox, and I use this to clean so many things. I use it to wipe down the kitchen sink. Yeah, just another thing that like your host probably isn't thinking about, but it really does make a difference, because you have to clean stuff, and it's just nice. It makes it convenient to just wipe things down really quickly. These are just little things. I'm sure I'll think of more and I'll put it in another video, but I just had to pop in real quick while it was in my head and share these tips with you girls. I hope it was useful. Let me know what you think. Which one did you like? Which one did you already think about? Which one did you never think about? Let me know in the comments. Thanks, girls. Bye.